Hello everyone, welcome into the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. The number 5 Florida Gators come in to face the 7-1 Georgia Bulldogs, who are ranked number 5, who are on a 2-game win streak over the Gators currently. Tyler Foster, their starting quarterback, will not play in this one though, and he's been the orchestrator of the 2 straight victories in this series. He's gonna miss along with a bunch of other players for him, but the big loss there is Foster. I mean, he's an impact player for them. They come in after beating the Gators 40-35 last year in a game that basically put a dagger in the Gators and made them where they had to go perfect the rest of the way to even stand a small chance of getting into the playoffs, and ultimately they couldn't do it. It was too much to overcome, so it kind of ended their season. So the Gators are hoping to get some revenge and snap this losing streak to the Bulldogs, as we're underway today with Garcia running play action, looking to pass, and he checks it down. Macario Dorba's going to take that for a short gain. Following a penalty to open the day, we didn't bother to show. There was no point. It was a 5-yard false start as we're looking at our starters here. Last season, really nobody in this game had an impact for the team last year. Everybody that made plays against Georgia in our 35-point outfoot's gone now. So, and Dana Garcia was hurt. It was Earl Brown, the second quarterbacking the team. This right here is a very different team this year, but the Bulldogs are also different with their injuries. As you can see, Merrick Miller's their starting quarterback, and the injured sign up there shows he's coming in for Tyler Foster. So that way, everybody knows he's not the normal starter. As they open up by handing it to Xavier McDaniel, who finds some space. That's a 12-yard gain. Last year, it was DJ Dixon who burned us to the tune of nearly 150 yards. Now, Dixon's gone. He was a 250-pound power back, so thankfully we don't have to deal with him anymore. McDaniel's a lot different. He's a little bit quicker and a lot smaller, so I think we'll be able to control their ground game just a little bit better, as that's probably the only way we can beat this team. Even if they had their starting quarterback out there, I think the ground game is so important to this offense. Anybody who watches the Bulldogs in real life can tell that, as McDaniel's going to take that carry for 3 yards. 2nd and 7 now under centers. Miller throwing it, and he finds Williams open. That's Will Williams for a short gain. He's still fighting. He goes down. It's a 5-yard pickup. Setting up 3rd and 2 now from Eric Miller, as he's got a pass, drop back situation. He throws it, laid out and swatted away by Noah Annie-Bognam, who had a pick last year. I'd love to see him pick this off. However, the Bulldogs are going to go for it. I did not expect that, as Merrick Miller's feeling pressure. And how does he get that pass out of there accurately to Will Williams? What a play by the backup quarterback as they hand it off to McDaniel, who breaks a tackle. However, Apu wraps him up and he couldn't get past him. It's 2nd and 7 now for the Bulldogs. They're going to hand it off. No, it's play action, and that destroyed our defense. And it ended up being a screen over there to McDaniel, so it didn't work that well because our defense was flowing that way. Really don't understand that play design, as it's now 3rd and 10. Miller in the pocket, feeling pressure, finding Lewis wide open. He managed to beat Nathan Osborne for a few yards here. Dang, that's a big mistake. Ross Lewis with the big gain. 1st and 10 now from actually about the 10-yard line, as that's Josh French picking up 5. So back to their ground game. They're going to give it to McDaniel one-on-one, and he cannot beat Nelson Lohman. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. Let's see if we can stop him. They basically get a 1st down at the goal line, as that's Parrish carrying it and not getting in. 4th and inches. What are the Bulldogs going to do? They decide, let's go for it. And they hand it off to Wilson, who's blown up by J.J. White in the backfield. That's a 2-yard loss, and the Gators are going to take over at the 2-yard line. What a defensive stop there. That's what we needed, as Ladarius Marlowe then gets us some space with a 7-yard carry. We hand it right back off to Marlowe, who's going to get the 1st down, I think. Maybe, and he does. That was close. I wasn't sure if he got there. I had to delay that a little bit, as Garcia's going to pass now underneath, and that's just a miss. Logan Houston was coming open. He just threw it like 5 yards behind him there. But Garcia's got a chance to correct himself there, and he does it as he finds Macario Dorba for a 16-yard gain. That was pretty good coverage. He threw that right to the perfect spot, as we're going to go to our ground game, and Marlowe right up the middle, untouched for probably 5 yards, and then he goes down pretty quick. He doesn't break a lot of tackles unless he jukes about, but it's okay. We'll take that, as Garcia finds Norwood, who can't make a man miss. That's still a 13-yard gain, Gator 1st down. We're almost out to midfield now, as Garcia's going to pull it on a read option, get past midfield, cut, and get down to the 45-yard line. That's an 8-yard pickup. The Gators are moving well on this drive. Marlowe gets a carry. He jukes, makes a man miss. That's a solid 8-yard rush from our star running back. I don't see him losing this job, man. He is so dynamic out there, as he gets another carry, finds 10 yards again for a Gator 1st down. I haven't seen a running back who can change the game so much with just his speed in a really long time, and it's so fun to play with a guy like that, because he just changes your entire offense. As we're going to go to Murphy here, who cuts, breaks a couple tackles, and that's a solid 6-yard rush, setting up 3rd and 1. And honestly, that's something I'm recruiting for the rest of this series. As the first quarter comes to an end, we're tied at 0, but the Gators are marching. We're in solid position to take a lead, as long as we don't do what the Bulldogs do and get stuffed on fourth down, or do what Dana Garcia does best, and that's throw a pick. As it's a screen and it was read perfectly. That was ugly. We lost the yardage there. So we decide, let's settle for the 41-yard field goal. That's up, and it's good. 3-0 Florida. We got the advantage over Georgia. Let's see if we can keep it, as they're going to throw a screen out there. That's Xavier McDaniel getting the first down, outrunning Nelson Lohman, who does eventually actually catch up and get him down after 20 yards. You know, Lohman last year made a lot of great plays for this defense. He had 3 TFLs, and I think they were all sacks in this game as well. He was impressive. And, you know, I need to see him make that type of impact. He can't be making plays down the field like that. He needs to make them in the backfield, as it's a pass underneath the Anthony Bird for just 3 yards there. Now it's 3rd and long. What can Merrick Miller do? It's all on his back. Now he throws it, and that should have been intercepted. Jared Wells had his hand on that. We'll take the stop, but, man, that should have been better field position, as Jaden Norwood's going to make it the reception to begin this drive. That's an 11-yard pickup, and as you can see, Norwood did get shaken up at the end of that play. So hopefully you don't miss too much time, as Murphy jukes, makes a man miss, and takes that rush for 8 yards. That's a short carry, but, man, that was a beautiful run right there with nice footwork, as Murphy again is going to get the carry and go for 9. I'm telling you, these backs that have speed, that are a little bit lower overall than the backs we've had in the past, are really making an impact for this team. Not to say that Quantel Johnson was a bad running back, but he was not a speed back. He was a power back. He was like, I forget, 6 foot, 225 pounds, I think. And, you know, he possessed only like 84 speed. It was ridiculous. Or I think it was 86 speed. And then, you know, you look at Guyassi Blanks, he only has like 84 speed. He's also very slow. And as soon as we put in the more dynamic backs, when Guyassi Blanks got hurt this year, and I decided to rotate backs automatically, you know, you can just feel the difference, and it can show in our offense. I mean, we're so much better. Look at Murphy there. He has the speed to get through that hole, and then some power in his game to run through a guy and get into the end zone. That's going to give the Gators a 10-0 lead here. We got to keep pounding the ball, because it's working against Georgia today, as McDaniel gets the carry and breaks a tackle. However, Max Pierre stuffs him. That's a 3-yard pickup. They're going to pitch it out there to McDaniel one-on-one with Nathan Osborne, and Osborne won that time. That backs him up. 3rd and 10 now. It's all on Merrick Miller. Actually, they're going to just hand it off to McDaniel on the delay. Max Pierre read it perfectly. That's a quick stop for the Gators. That's a 3-and-out. Let's see if we can get another touchdown, as Murphy's still in the game here, getting the carry, juking. That's a nice run. That's an 8-yard pickup. Murphy's been quite impressive for us. Marlowe back in the game now, getting the carry and showing his speed, picking up 6. He is a great back. He just can't stay healthy. That's the big thing with him, is Garcia's moving to the right. He did a bad thing there. He didn't have to leave the pocket. He shouldn't have done that. But we go back to the ground game. Marlowe cuts, and he finds a little bit of space. He fumbles the ball, though. That's recovered by Georgia. Rainey got on top of it. It's going to be reviewed. Let's see if he was down. Oh, yeah, he was clearly down. That's our ball. We're fine there. He definitely put it in risky position there. But as you can see, knee down, clear as day in my opinion. That should be the Gators' ball still, and it is. But it's 3rd down, so let's see what Dana Garcia can do. He finds Ladarius Marlowe, and that's enough. That's all we needed. That's a 1st down, keeping this drive going. Garcia looking to pass now underneath. Logan Houston gets the reception, throws a stiff arm, and he goes for 6. He's not dynamic, but he does the dirty work. That's what we love about Logan Houston. Garcia standing tough in the pocket, throws it, and Jensen Skalski laid out and caught that in the rain. That's an impressive catch in this weather, man. So they go right back to Skalski on the next play. That's a 3-yard reception. It could have been more, but the pass was kind of behind him there, as Garcia's going to pass here. No pressure in his face at all. He finds Eric Davis for 10 yards, setting up 1st and goal, probably about the 6-yard line. Garcia passing again. They're going to keep going, and Tommy Taylor, the second, couldn't hold on there. So Garcia rolling to the right, stopping, popping underneath. That's Logan Houston, just shy of the goal line. So 3rd and goal from about the yard line. It's going to be a pull by Dana Garcia and a walk-in touchdown. Florida extends their lead up to 17-0 here as we approach halftime with 7 seconds left. And that will be your score as we head into the half today. The Gators have actually been dominating the Bulldogs, and I know Tyler Foster's not out there, and he's been our kryptonite. But this has been an impressive showing from our defense, only giving up 91 yards to one of the better teams in the entire nation. The 7th-ranked Bulldogs are no joke, and honestly, I'm just thankful we caught him without Tyler Foster, because we need a national title in this series. And I mentioned it in the last episode, and I'm going to continue to talk about it. With the new college football game coming out and the way I've been able to progress this season, I'm running behind, so I don't think we're going to get a follow-up season after this. So basically what will happen is I'll finish out this season, And then next year will be a full season in an episode. I'm going to play all the games, and I'm starting to play them now as I've wrapped up this season and off season. And after the off seasons, when you'll see the entire sim, we'll go through the entire season all the way through the title game and then all the way through the postseason, and we'll pick up the next year at the same spot. And depending upon exactly how much time we have left until EA Sports College Football comes out, depends on whether I get to do just 4 seasons to wrap it up or we go beyond that if I have more time. We'll see. Either way, I'm excited for the new game, so I'm excited to finish up this series, but we need to take care of business now and we need a title. So let's see if Coach KJ can hold on against the Bulldogs and do what we need him to do today. Is ending this winning streak by the Bulldogs is the most important thing for our title run, as McDaniel gets the pitch and is knocked out of bounds after picking up 3. Second down now, Miller gonna pass. It looks like it's gonna be a screen out there to McDaniel. He finds some space, but Nathan Osborne jumps over the tackle, and he's able to get over there and get McDaniel down, as they're gonna bring Wilson into the game and give him a carry. He fights and gets the first down on 3rd and 2. That was a nice run. Alicia Williams picked up 3. So they keep Williams in the game. They're going to motion their tight end over, and they're probably going to run it here if I had to guess. And that's exactly what they do. Wilson finds some space. Max Pierre gets him down. But that's a 12-yard rush, and we cannot start bleeding yards to the Bulldogs now, as they're going to throw a screen out there, it looks like, to McDaniel, and that was read perfectly by our defense. That ended up being a 2-yard loss. Nathan Osborne came down and made the play. Miller firing away to Lewis, and he couldn't hold on through contact. So now it's 3rd and 12, and the Bulldogs need to get probably at least 5 yards to get into field goal range, and they get more. That's 22 to DeAnthony Bird. Now they're in prime touchdown position as Miller pump fakes a few times and then checks it down underneath to Tommy Hayes for 7 yards. Now inside of the 10-yard line, Miller is going to pass again, and he goes to the end zone, and that's Lewis who came open. He beat Jared Wells in coverage there. That's a nice pass by Merrick Miller, and that gets the Bulldogs back in this game. It's 17-7. There's still 5 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the third quarter. Let's see if Jensen Skalski can make a play for us. So he's on the return. He finds some space. He's cutting it out wide. He has a chance. He just has to get the angle. He gets out past the first group, but the second group of people he couldn't quite outrun. It's okay. He gets us out to like the 47-yard line. What a way to begin this drive, as we hand it off to Marlowe, and he's going to take that for 7 yards. So we decide, let's go right back to him, and he jukes, breaks a tackle, tries to make the other man miss. That's okay. That's 10 more yards right there, and that's all the Gators need is yardage, and they need to get points, so that helps along the way as we go to Macario Dorba for 13. We're in field goal range now as Murphy checks in, gets a carry. He tries to juke a man out, couldn't do it. That's okay. He picks up 6. That speed allowed him to get wide and then cut it back, and we go right back to Murphy, who again is going to juke and find some space. That's a first down. He picks up 7 yards on that play. That's exactly what we need out of him. Marlowe checks back into the game, and we're going to throw it quick. That's Macario Dorba, who won off the line. Touchdown, Florida. We extend our lead back up to 17, as it's going to be 24-7 now with just 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The Bulldogs got to be careful here. They cannot afford to keep just not getting points. So let's see if they can continue their trend and get their second touchdown drive of the second half. And second down didn't go so well there. Merrick Miller ended up losing 4, so now it's 3rd and 5, and they're going to throw a screen. It looks like McDaniel is wide open. That should be an easy conversion, and it is. Jared Wells comes over, gets him down, but that's 10 yards for the Bulldogs. So back to the ground game. McDaniel on the delay. He gets around Troy Apu. I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know how you missed that tackle. It ends up going for 9, so it's 2nd and 1. Merrick slipped on his drop back, and it didn't matter. He found Will Williams for 11 yards along the sideline, as they're going to go back to the ground game, and that's Alicia Wilson getting the carry, and it really didn't go anywhere. It was a 5-yard pickup. I guess I thought it was a little shorter than that, and they're going to return to the ground game, and Wilson this time falls ahead and gets the first down. That's great balance right there through contact. So they decide, let's go to the fullback dive. That's Parrish picking up 7. The Bulldogs are really pulling everything out to keep this drive going, as they're down to 55 seconds left in the third quarter here, as Bird gets the reception and goes for 3. So that's going to bring up a first down, and I did not think it would. Miller looking to pass, goes underneath. That's Perkins accelerating, getting the first down, running over a man, stiff-arming Zach Poydras into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia. Javante Perkins making his presence felt with that physical reception. It's 24-14. The Gators need an answer here on this drive. Ladarius Marlowe fights ahead, broke a tackle, picked up 5, and that will end the third quarter. It's 24-14 here. The Gators need some points. If they get some points on this drive, I think it's over. preferably a touchdown. A field goal still kind of leaves the door open for the Bulldogs because they only need 2 touchdowns. But let's see what we can do. We go underneath, and that's swatted away. Well, Freeman was covered well on that play. So Garcia looking to pass here on 3rd down, puts that in danger, and it was nearly picked by Gary on Rainey. Luckily, he didn't hold on to it, but now we're forced to punt the ball back to the Bulldogs. Down by 10, they're in prime position to seize control of this game. I mean, they won't have the lead, but 2 straight scoring drives, especially if it's a touchdown, will be devastating to the Gators as he finds Lewis after having all day and stepping up in the pocket for a big 13-yard gain. I mean, our defense has got to do better. They're already out to right around midfield as Miller's on the move, and he luckily missed on that pass. That was just inaccurate. We had pretty good coverage, but there was a chance that could have gone for a big play as they're going to motion their tight end over, and that usually means run. And I was wrong. They're going to actually play action, which means they changed up what we expected, and as you can see, it worked. Will Williams was wide open on the sideline for 12 yards. That's what you have to do as the game goes along, and as a defense, you got to adjust to that as well, as it's going to be another play action here for Miller. Standing in the pocket, looking to take a shot, and he goes down the field to Will Williams, who beat Kewan Hawes. That's a 26-yard pickup. What are we doing, man? We can't allow plays like this. Merrick Miller on the move, and I don't know how he got that pass to McDaniels if you look at that animation. That was a weird one. That should have went out of bounds the other way, but I guess it worked, whatever. Miller passing here, this time nearly intercepted by Poydras. That would have sealed it. But now it's 3rd and 7, and Miller's looking to pass. Going underneath, that's Perkins getting the reception. It's 4th down now. Do they settle for 3 or do they decide let's go for it? Either way, Exelholm got hurt. He can return to this game. We're not going to worry about it. He's a backup linebacker anyway. McDaniel gets the carry, and he doesn't get the 1st down. We stop him with Reese again, just at the line to gain. We did it earlier in this game down in this field position, and that has had an impact on how this game's going to go final today, as that easily could have been 2 field goals, which makes this a 1-score game, and instead, there's 0 points giving us a 2-score lead, and we can control the clock and start to drain it as Marlowe goes for 3. It's 3rd down already, though, and Marlowe just got shaken up. That's a bad sign. We cannot afford to be without him. Garcia looking to pass, throwing it quick to Freeman, who holds on, and he gets the 1st down. That's a 9-yard gain. That gives us the opportunity to start really controlling the clock here as we pass again. This time it's Tommy Taylor, the second, taking that for 16 yards and a Gator 1st down. It looks like they're looking to put more points on the board. As you can see, Marlowe hurt his back. We're going to leave him out and let him get healthy as Garcia pulls it on a read option, cuts inside and picks up 4. That's okay. Don't take too many hits, though. We don't want to be without him. As Garcia's going to pass again, we got to get running the ball. Let's control this clock. We're getting a little too pass happy here, and I'm worried about a pick as Freeman gets the 1st down. Now we finally go back to the ground game, and Jackson, he was stuffed, so maybe we were better passing it. It looked like the Bulldogs are selling out to stop the run, and honestly, that makes sense as we go back to Jackson, and he's going to get a solid carry for 7 there. 3rd and 3 is very manageable. We can run or pass, and it looks like we choose to pass as it's going to be a screen to Jackson. 1 man to beat, and he can't beat him. We missed the block on the O-line. So now it's 4th and 6, and we're going to go for this. 2:13 left in the game. This seals it if we get it. We find Macario Dorba. 1st down, Gators. Now the Bulldogs have to start using their timeouts. 2:09 left. We're in prime position to seal it. Back to the ground game. Jackson juking, picking up 6 or so. I guess they call it 5. We'll take that. 2nd timeout used. Now back to Marlowe, who's healthy and back in the game, and he accelerates for the 1st down. That should pretty much seal this game here. Bulldogs use their final timeout. 2 minutes left. We just got to run the clock as Marlowe jukes, breaks a tackle, and picks up 7. Minute 56 left. They're going to snap it with a minute 18 now as they go back to Marlowe. Cuts inside. 1st down, Gators. This one's over. The Bulldogs cannot come back. All we got to do is kneel it out. I don't know why we're running it, though. Have we seen what happened with the Hurricanes? Let's not make this mistake. Marlowe gets 8. You know, that's good and all, but let's do this in the future. That's good decision-making right there. Take the knee, get it over with, and take the victory. The Gators walk out of here, snapping the Bulldogs' 2-game winning streak against them in a 24-14 victory in the rain. Granted, the Bulldogs were without their starting quarterback, but we were without our top running back, which, I mean, has proven to maybe be a benefit for the team, but hey, it is what it is. We'll take the victory. We moved to 8-0 on the season while the Bulldogs dropped to 7-2, and that could really put their playoff hopes in jeopardy now. They need to win out the rest of the way to even have a chance to get into the playoffs. The Gators, meanwhile, starting to take full control of the SEC East which is a really great thing to see in a season that I feel like they almost have to have it because, like I said, this is going to be our last full season in the Dynasty, and I need a national title before we leave this thing. I cannot afford to not win one with Coach KJ. He deserves it. I thought we were going to win it as a coordinator at Penn State. We couldn't do it. We came to Florida. It's been a rebuild, and it's been more of a struggle than I expected it to be. And then once I adjusted the running sliders, which really did help, and then also got speed backs out there, we've seen an improvement on our team. Now we just need to cut down the turnovers, quit shooting ourselves in the foot, and I think we have a real title contender here. And so far at 8-0, it looks like we do. We have 4 games left in the regular season. We got some tough matchups. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be able to beat Alabama. You got to be able to beat Florida State. I believe we still have South Carolina on the schedule. And I think the other one we have is Indiana, which should be a victory if I'm not mistaken. They're a Big Ten team, but honestly, they're not a great Big Ten team, so we should be able to beat them. As we take a look at our Heisman standings, Jale Atwell, a halfback we tried to get to commit to the Gators, who chose Miami over us, is actually leading the way, and you know what? I'm not surprised by that. And Tanner Remsburg's dropping down the Heisman standings. I'm glad to see that because we face Alabama here pretty soon, so we cannot afford to have him still being on a hot streak. I'd like to see him cool off before we have to face the Crimson Tide. We all know just how good that team can be. Either way, Georgia drops from 7 to 11, which keeps them in the playoff hunt. Right now, they'd be in. The 12 seed would go to UAB, if I'm not mistaken. They're the first group of 5 team. Let's see if they can hold on. It'd be interesting to see them get in, and Alabama, who's currently sitting at number 16 following another loss, not get in. Wouldn't that be funny, considering Alabama shut down their program? So, you know, a little bit of karma there. I'd love to see him get in over Bama. Either way, next week, we do take on the Hoosiers, who currently sit at 1-6. They're 0-5 in the Big Ten, and they kind of suck. So I expect this to be a victory, and, you know, I don't know why I scheduled them. I kind of wanted to bring in different opponents because we play a lot of the same teams, and I thought a Big Ten team would be fun, and they were the only Big Ten team that worked out for us, so that's who we ended up getting. I kind of wish I would have went a different way and took a better Big 12 team or something like that, or a Pac-12 team. Either way, I'm happy we get to face the Hoosiers. It's a new matchup. It's somebody we haven't seen yet in the series. So either way, it'll be fun. And you know what? It might be a way for our team to build up some stats and maybe get somebody in the Heisman race, because I'd love to get a Heisman winner in this series as well. But I'm LDJ11. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and I'm out.
We're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink, cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in